To say that this month my media of the month is confusing is an understatement, because it's just it's a little bit all over the place, but that's fine. So I'm gonna get straight into it. Hi, welcome. If you're new here, I'm miacaven. I do monthly favorites still like it's 2017 because in my brain it is. Yeah, we're gonna go straight into it because shows and movies, I only have one of each. And then the other topics I cover are music and books, and I've got several in those. So straight off the bat, shows. Dr. Death. I don't know if I mentioned this in I know I didn't mention it in the last one, but I might have mentioned it in the one before. But I'm coming to the end of it now, and it's like the only one that I can think of that I haven't mentioned a million times, because I keep watching the same shows. So like Bob's Burgers, Shark Tank, they're just all on repeat. So that's the only one I can think of that I'm like actively watching new episodes and stuff. So yeah, it's really fucking good. I love the actor in it, and it's just so well done. It's also a true story, and I do have a bit of a thing for like true crime and etc. So yeah, really fucking good. Highly recommend. Movies, me and my boyfriend illegally watched Spiderman Across the Spider-Verse, which was so good. Very long film. I don't think it needed to be that long, but saying that, it was still really good. Like my brain, like my nerd brain is gonna nerd out, because the animation, the illustration for these films gets me going. It gets me going. There's just something about it that I love. I'm obsessed with it. And the storyline, as usual, is really good. Yeah, I absolutely loved it. It was great. We'll go into books because that's a shorter list than the music. So first of all, I read So You Want to Talk About Race. I obviously do book reviews on this channel, so I'm going to go into more depth in those videos about these books. But So You Want to Talk About Race has been a book around for years, and I love it, and I've wanted to read it for a very long time, and I'm very glad that I did finally read it. I don't like the cover of it, but saying that, it was beautifully written. Like I know that when a non-fiction book has a quote that I like take a photo of, because I take photos of all the quotes whilst I'm reading that I like to keep them in my brain, that it's very well written. And even if I like it or not, luckily I did like this one, but it was very, 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 very well written and accurate to a T. You know, it's not things I didn't know, but at the same time it did make me think about things more, and like in more depth. And I think if a book can make you do that, one, super powerful book, two, that's kind of the point of this particular book. So to say that it did what it, you know, was intended to do is, it tells you itself how good it is. Then I read Before Your Memory Fades. If you don't know, I do have an obsession with this book series. It's none of your business. It's so good. I have yet to read the fourth one, so this was the third one. I love the series because it's just so like heartfelt and light-hearted and sentimental and easy to read, but also very well written and sweet and sad, and it's just the perfect little book, you know. And it actually encouraged me to buy a book today that is not at all related but has the same vibe. Like I just saw it, read the back, had the exact same vibe, and I was like, the power of Before Your Memory Fades, like the power of these books is just so strong. So yeah, 5 out of 5. Fucking loved that book so much. Finally, I finished this book yesterday. Love Theoretically. Hear me out. Ali Hazelwood's Love Hypothesis was what got me out of my years-long book. Like, I can't even call it a break. It was just like I hadn't read a book properly in years. Like I had read like 1 book a year or something. 1, because of money. 2, because I didn't have time, you know, I was like a full-time student. 3, you know, there's so many factors to that. But it got me out of that. And so when she wrote the second one, her second novel, I think it's called Love on the Brain, I hate it. Well, I didn't hate it, I just didn't like it. It was a bit crap. Like, it was still okay, but it wasn't like great. And it made me think like, oh, did I just like overhype the Love Hypothesis? So then I read Love Theoretically, and no, I was right. The Love Hypothesis was good. Why? Because this book was even better. This is her best book yet, bitches. I was so happy because I was like, Ali Hazelwood is back, bitch. She's back. I can't even remember the slightest thing about the male character in Love on the Brain. Don't remember his name, what he's supposed to look like, anything about his personality. All I remember about that book is the awful galaxy leggings the female character liked, and that there was a guy with a gun at the end. That's all I remember about that book. That's all I remember. It was not good. This one, the pining, the complex characters, the fluff, the spice. Oh, Ali Hazelwood, she did it again. Please never revert back to Love on the Brain. That was shit. We love this shit. We love this shit, okay? So fucking good. Next, we're going to music. This is the longest fuck one because, as always, my taste is just absolutely brilliant. So let's get into it. Ray's entire fucking album. Specifically, Escapism, which I'm not listening to right now, but that is on her album. The ones I'm listening to right now: Environmental Anxiety, Flip Switch, Body Dysmorphia, Oscar Winning Tears. There's one more. There's one more that I know I'm listening to. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Look, right at the bottom, Oscar Winning Tears is right there. Hard Out Here. There we go. To prove that this is what I like, her entire album is what I listen to, let me show you. So this is the app, I forgot what it's called, Airbuds. My top 5 tracks of the week are all just from, it's just those 5 songs from Ray's album. So fucking good. Album of the week. Listen. Artist of the week, Ray, 57 listens, 184 minutes. Oh, it's bad. Yeah, she's still top 3. What was the first week? What was the first week? Let's have a look. This is of August, and my first week was also just all Ray. Listen, it's just too good. It's just too good. That bitch is our generation's Amy Winehouse, because she can make a song of any genre. Her voice, her range is incredible. Her artistry is gorgeous. Ah, I love her. It's just so good. Sorry, I knew I said I wasn't gonna take forever, but I am actually gonna take forever, so everyone can shut the fuck up and leave me alone. Next is Hot to Go by Chapel Rowan. I like Chapel Rowan's like first bits of music, and then she kind of fell off. Like, I didn't really like anything, and then she released Hot to Go, and this is a boppy song, so slay. Then Rush by Troye Sivan. When I first listened to this, I wanted to like it, and then I just couldn't really get into it. Loved the video, loved the vibes. And then I listened to it again like last week, and it's all I've been able to listen to. Sufjan Stevens is back. You already know. You already know. It's on repeat. So You Are Tired by Sufjan Stevens. It's just pure Sufjan Stevens. It's such a good song. It's exactly the vibe that you think of when you think of Sufjan, and I'm so happy he's back in the sense of releasing music that he's actually singing in, because he's released a lot of instrumentals over the year, but this is where it's at. Back on 74 Jungle. I've actually seen Jungle live because they opened for Billie Eilish last year when I saw her live. But their new music is so fucking good, even better than their old music, so slay. Then Tom Odell's new release, Streets of Heaven, again, is kind of like Sufjan in the sense of you know exactly what you're in for. It's such a Tom Odell song, super lovely meaning, like, not lovely, I don't know how else to kind of describe it. It's like a very meaningful song. It's about like gun control and things like that, and it's I love people like Ray and Tom Odell who can make songs about serious things and without it sounding cheesy, if that makes sense. So Ray literally has a song called Environmental Anxiety, which is all about climate change and the political crisis and everything, and it's not at all cheesy. It's so good, and I just think that's like perfect artistry, really. Then Psycho by Pertinence. I have a soft spot for this white guy, and I can't let it go for some reason. He released a bunch of songs in the past few months, and this is the only one I'm like, I love it. But if you watched my media of the month a few months back, I was just listening to him. So, because he's not usually the type of guy I listen to, but there's just something about him that I'm like, hopefully my boyfriend doesn't watch this. I'm joking. He's not insecure. Then Sigrid released The Hype. I didn't expect to like it because I've not really been a fan of her most recent work. It's just been sounding really the same. But this one I like. It was quite nice. Then Astray by Half Moon Run and Cry. Half Moon Run, always on top of their game. Never fail me, ever. If you don't know, favourite band ever. I'm interviewing them in person this time because I've already interviewed them before, but online. In, I think it's September next month. I think it's next month. Seeing them live for the first time ever. I've loved them since I was 9, so it's been 12 years that I'm a fan. But they did a collab with Cry, and it's so good. It's just so fucking good. Finally, Paint the Town Red by Doja Cat. I'm not a fan of her as a human, but it's really hard for me to say that she doesn't make bops, because she does. So, you know, she's a questionable person, but it's a bop, so what can I do? But anyways, that's my media of the month. I hope you guys enjoyed this. When I'm posting this, I will be mid modelling shoot, which is very cool, and I would have just come back from Reading, which I didn't even know I was going to until this week for work, because I work for a magazine. So exciting things are happening, and I'm very proud of myself this month. I've done a lot this month that, you know, I wanted to achieve, and I think it's really cool. And, you know, usually I do a little bit where it's like something of the month, like thing of the month that I achieved, or like best moment of the month. And I think like my favourite moment of the month so far has been seeing Joji with my best friend. That was our first gig together. We've like 5 years of friendship. But it was so fun, it was so good. And I think achievements is genuinely too wide of a choice this month, which in itself to me is the achievement. So earlier when I turned this before I turned this camera on, I literally went, because I deserve that. I deserve to high five myself because I'm such a baddie. disgusting. I'm gonna go before I say something else embarrassing. I love you guys so much. See you next week. Hope you have a lovely week ahead of you. Bye.